and his friend Ray Comfort. Tonight on ABC News' Nightline, they will debate two atheists, and Kirk joins us now from California. You know, I had Richard Dawkins on. He's a bestseller of the, God's Illusion, and I think I beat him in the debate because I basically said, look, you cannot explain to me how the world, the earth, got here. You just don't have it. You can blather all day long, but you don't have it. So, to me, I'm throwing in with an oversight, a higher power that made everything happen. And it was an interesting debate. But I know that I didn't convince Richard Dawkins about anything, and you're not going to convince these atheists tonight on Nightline, so why bother?
Well, because of the fact that I was once an atheist, so no, I know how they feel and how they think. And when you're confronted with the evidence and you approach it with honesty and sincerity, it's a no-brainer. God exists. And that's what I'm hoping. People who are confused about the subjects because of guys like Dawkins will watch this and go, you know what, this is so simple, a child can understand it.
All right, now take your best shot. Say, you're going to have a lot of atheists watching tonight on Nightline. Yeah. You have some watching right now. All right, go ahead, take your best shot, convince the atheists there is a deity.
Well, that's quite a challenge. Please watch the entire content tonight, but give me 60 seconds and I'll give it my best shot. I'm a pretty simple guy. I'm looking into a camera lens right now, and I conclude that someone must have made this camera lens. It's pretty complex. Now, you have an eye that has 137 million light-sensitive cells, far more complex than this camera lens. If the camera lens can't come together without a designer, neither can your eye. Design proves to a guy like me that there is a designer. Nothing becoming something, blowing up and becoming an organized everything, just doesn't fit logic to me. Plus, Darwin said in order to prove evolution, which is the #1 alternative to God, you've got to be able to prove transitional forms, one animal transitioning into another. And all through the fossil record and life, we don't find one of these. A crocoduck. There's just nothing like it. There is no one animal transitioning into another.
You can poke holes in the evolutionary process, and you can poke holes, as I did, in the Big Bang Theory or whatever crazy thing they're trotting out here. But then they're going to come back and they're going to say, look, over the course of civilization, there really has never been a demonstrable proof of a deity, and you say?
Oh, but there absolutely is. Like we said, the fact that you can see the complexity of design within the natural world demands that there must be a designer. Einstein said that. Dawkins has been answered. The fact that a painting proves there must be a painter, 100% absolutely. The human body proves there must be a designer because of its complexity and because of the information we can see down at the DNA level.
It's interesting.
There is no other explanation.
The argument you're making is interesting. It's along the lines of my argument, because I say, listen, sun goes up, sun goes down, tide comes in, tide comes out. There's no miscommunication. Yeah. There's a storm, there's regeneration, and it would be a leap of faith far beyond believing in Jesus or Buddha or Allah to think that it just accidentally got that way. So that's where my faith derives from reason, as yours does. Now, why do you think, and I heard this happened on Nightline, we talked to some people over there, they got pretty nasty with you guys.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, what did I get myself into? I mean, they were so angry that at the very end of the debate, the lady says, I would, for people who don't believe in God, they're sure pretty angry with them. I mean, she said, I'd rather go to hell than to believe in a megalomaniac like God. That's pretty harsh language, and you'll hear that tonight.
There's a lot of bitterness on the atheistic side, but there's some bitterness in the religious community as well, and we've seen intolerance at that level. Look at the jihadists. I mean, look at these people in the name of Allah blowing up babies. So I think but it'll be interesting for the audience to see how you and your partner Comfort act tonight and how your opposition act. Mr. Cameron, always good to see you. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it.